Well, hey there, I'm Bill, and welcome to Bill Loses It. I created this channel because I was sick of fitness influencers pretending like they actually know what it's like to struggle with obesity their whole life. Just once, I want to see a fat guy share a workout or a big guy tell me what's actually working in their weight loss journey. And so that brings me to today's topic. Ever wonder about those game-changing habits that can actually make the difference between temporary dieting and lifelong weight loss? Well, today we're going to dive into 5 undeniable habits that will put you on track for sustainable lifelong weight loss. Each one of these habits makes up the core of what all of us need to put into place to move towards health and weight loss. And so stick around, because this might be the video that helps you refocus and motivate you on what actually matters. Okay, let me run down these habits really quick so we can both get on with our day. Number 1, you should eat only grapefruit. You can have as much as you want, but just eat grapefruit. Number 2, buy this overly expensive clingy wrap thing that you wrap around your waist and it'll help you burn tons of belly fat. Number 3, do like 4 to 5 hours of cardio every day. Number 4, you need to eat all of your meals in a 20-minute window, but you can eat as much as you want as long as it's in that 20 minutes, okay? And then number 5, if all else fails, remember that Slim Fast and Snackwell cookies will always work. I'm kidding. The truth is, everyone is looking for a magic bullet when it comes to weight loss. And so even though I'm joking about these habits I just mentioned, the sad thing is that people actually try them and they expect results from them. To be honest, the real habits that matter aren't as glittery and sexy as the magic bullet approach. But the question is, do you want what actually matters and works, or do you want the next gimmick to try and fail? I know for me, I'm at the moment in my life where I need to incorporate habits that work and will always work. And so I've compiled a list of habits that are widely agreed on that will actually move the needle forward for lifelong weight loss. And actually, this would be a good time to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to share all these 5 habits in this video, but in the next 5 videos after this, we're going to walk through each of these habits and we're going to get strategic on how to make these part of your life. All right, enough messing around. Let's talk about habit number 1. Number 1 is this: banish processed foods. First, I want to say, I know this is way easier said than done, but you have to stop eating processed. And by processed, I mean anything that's coming in a package, a container, or a bar. If it has more than 1 or 2 ingredients, it is processed. So many people tell me, oh, I don't really eat processed foods. I don't like processed foods. But then later I see them snacking on wheat thins or eating Subway or sipping a Diet Coke. Now that's fine, but you don't have to lie to yourself. Here's why we have to move our diets to a whole food diet. Processed foods are meticulously designed in labs by food scientists whose job it is to achieve what the industry calls the bliss point. This is a delicate balance of salt and sugar and fat that optimizes palatability, and it encourages you to overeat again and again. Simply put, these foods are actually crafted to make you crave them. They're not natural. They're like Frankenstein foods, and they're built piece by piece for maximum consumption in a lab. They're actually designed to disrupt the brain's reward system. In fact, neurological studies have shown that high sugar and fat content in processed foods can trigger the same reward pathways in our brain as addictive drugs like cocaine. And so over time, regular consumption can desensitize our reward system, and it requires us to eat more and more of the same foods to achieve the same amount of pleasure. That's a classic sign of addictive behavior. And so I want to tell you this and myself this at the same time, because it's a great reminder. You are not the exception. It's a common belief that we as individuals can resist these scientifically designed temptations. Oh, it just won't affect me the same way. That's what we think. But the truth is starkly different. These foods are researched and they're tested on diverse groups of people to ensure that they have broad appeal. And so you're not the outlier. You're actually the target of these foods. So we have to eliminate processed foods. But number 2, for sustainable weight loss, is champion water as your prime beverage. Now think about this for a minute. Our bodies are composed of about 60% water, and every system in our body, from digestion to circulation, relies on water. Now, I'll admit, there are scientific studies that actually do show the benefits of tea and coffee, and so they can have their moments in your life. But it's water that really revitalizes and rejuvenates us from within, acting as the unsung hero in our daily lives. But let's talk about those popular drinks we often grab without a second thought. Maybe it's sodas or sugary drinks from Starbucks or those healthy energy drinks. They're often loaded with hidden sugars and additives and all sorts of things. And these calorie culprits not only contribute to unwanted weight gain, but they also can create spikes and crashes in our energy levels that actually make it a lot harder to stay on track with any weight loss strategy. On the other hand, water actually supports detoxification, and it helps our kidneys flush out toxins and maintain our body's fluid balance. By embracing water as our primary drink, we're not just quenching thirst, but we're actively promoting weight loss, and we're supporting our body's natural detox processes. So you don't need to go crazy and drink gallons and gallons of water a day, but water should be your go-to all day, so much so that you're beginning to edge out all the other liquids in your life. That brings us to number 3, embrace the power of restful sleep. Often overshadowed by diet and exercise, restful sleep is a pillar of health that we sometimes underestimate. Yet, there's an undeniable link between sleep and our metabolic health. Research continuously reveals that inadequate sleep can wreak havoc on our hormones, particularly those responsible for hunger and appetite and glucose regulation. When we skimp on sleep, we're not just feeling groggy, we're inadvertently compromising our body's ability to process things like sugar and burn fat and manage our hunger. It's as if our body's internal clock and rhythms are crying out for harmony. And the best way to answer that call is by giving it the consistent quality sleep it yearns for. Now, I could definitely do a whole episode on sleep, and I will eventually, but here's a game changer when it comes to sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night and set a schedule. You actually need to fall asleep every night in the same 15 to 20 minute window and wake up in the same 15 to 20 minute window every morning. This will actually help regulate your hormones and give you the best quality sleep. And that really brings us to habit number 4, weekly weightlifting and or resistance training. I remember when I started trying to lose weight, I simply thought that long form cardio like jogging was good for weight loss and that weightlifting was actually only good for bulking or building muscle. But since then, I've learned that weightlifting is actually one of our greatest allies when it comes to fat loss. Weightlifting has a profound metabolic impact. As we build muscle, our basal metabolic rate, the rate at which we burn calories at rest, it increases. In simple terms, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, even when you're not working out. So it's like having a secret weapon that keeps working against fat even when you're asleep or you're lounging on the couch. Now, if you're new to the world of weights, it might be really intimidating. There's like rows of heavy dumbbells, complicated machines and equipment. It can be super overwhelming. But here's the thing, every expert was once a beginner. Weightlifting can be simplified and it can be tailored to fit every individual's needs and goals. Starting with light weights and focusing on form can set a great foundation for a safe and effective lifting routine. In fact, I started my weightlifting journey with just one kettlebell, and I've seen some amazing results. Also, the beauty of weightlifting is that as you become physically stronger, you'll also notice a surge in confidence and mental resilience. Weightlifting slowly builds your confidence and grit, and you're gonna need that in order to continue a lifelong weight loss journey. The last habit is probably the least sexy, but maybe the most important. It's the simple act of walking every day. We often overlook the simplest yet most profound activities in our lives, but walking is a fundamental human movement. We are designed to walk, and our bodies and minds thrive when we make this a priority. There are tons of studies in science on the benefits of walking, but let me share some tips with you. Spread out your walks throughout the day. Walking in 10 to 20 minutes chunks throughout your day is way better than one long walk and then sitting the rest of the day. Number 2, walk immediately after meals to help your body process your food better. Walking actually limits your body's insulin response after eating, so you store less fat and you won't crash. Lastly, walk outside first thing in the morning, and it'll help reinforce your circadian rhythm. All right, so there you have it. The habits that actually matter, from eliminating processed foods to making water your primary liquid to walking. I hope you learned something and you're inspired to make these habits a reality. If you had a light bulb moment while watching this, don't just keep it to yourself. Share the love, smash that like button for me. And if you're thinking, hey, Bill's onto something, then subscribe to this channel. Also, drop a comment below and maybe share your craziest weight loss story or fad diet that you've tried. And last but not least, I have now given myself license to lose it. And by the power invested in me, I give you permission to lose it too. I'll see you in the next video.